law. 6 surprising things that are forbidden in Germany. So we've been learning a little bit about German law and most importantly how the German government works, which is something that it is typically very new for me. Even though it's very in their in structure it's very similar, right? There's a lot of difference, a lot of things that are not quite clear. And we're gonna just simply react to this amazing video here from DW. And make sure you like to subscribe. Also for donations, you can click the super chat or links in the description for the donation. And also as well be part of the Discord. Links in the description. Let's jump in. Oh,
Stehen bleiben, Polizei! Do you want to stay on the right side of the law in Germany? Well, here are a few things you probably didn't realize are banned here. Several times a year, on so-called silent days, dancing in public is forbidden in Germany.
okay, we're gonna start like that already. Okay, so dancing in public is forbidden during the silent time. All right.
The dance ban is most strictly enforced on Good Friday, one of the most important dates in the Christian calendar. The exact times of the ban vary between states, and in some places it's also forbidden to have sporting events, move house, or show particular films. But it's not Good Friday. No, but it is Sunday, and every Sunday is a quiet day. The law states you can only do DIY if it doesn't involve any drilling, hammering, or banging. So I guess...
Man, this is crazy, but at the same time, does make sense. If you're a Christian nation, Germany, right? Clearly, Germany is a Christian nation. Even in today's day and age, even they're pushing that thing a little bit to the side. If they still a Christian nation, it makes sense why Sunday. And Sunday does feel like you should not do anything. Oh, my bad, folks. This thing is just acting up a little bit. Yeah, it should you should not be doing stuff on Sunday. Sunday does feel like you should be relaxing. Sorry, folks.
Guess that leaves gluing? Other forbidden activities include playing loud music, recycling glass, and skateboarding noisily in a residential area. Don't even think about mowing your lawn. These rules usually apply on public holidays too, as well as certain times of the afternoon and evening, depending on regional law. Ganz einfach. In Germany, it can really pay to hold your tongue. Insulting somebody can land you a hefty fine or up to 1 year in jail.
What? Insulting somebody would just put you in jail? I have to read that. Well, hold on. In Germany, it can really pay to hold your tongue.
Pay to hold your tongue.
Insulting somebody can land you in a hefty fine.
Land you a hefty fine or up to 1 year in jail.
What the hell, bro? Oh my god. And how do you... Okay. How do you define that? How do you define insulting someone? What if I get insulted because you thought I was gonna jaywalk? Like I was looking around, didn't do the jaywalk. All of a sudden, somebody from the other side of the road starts saying like, "Hey, do not cross the street. You cannot jaywalk." And I was like, I was not gonna go jaywalk. Yes, you did. You were gonna jaywalk, and that make you a bad person. Boom, I got insulted. How do you define that? After that kind of insults, should I just press charges? Man, this is crazy.
Here are some examples from real court cases. Bekloppter.
No way. $150 just to take out your tongue, pull out your tongue.
Bekloppter.
Really?
Die hat wohl die Sonne das
The sun must have burned your brain.
Gehirn verbrannt.
600 what? Ah. 750 euros for that? Nah, man, you guys are crazy. I'm sorry. I should not even say crazy. I might just get it in jail now for saying crazy. That you guys are crazy. In this regard, don't take it too personal. Oh man, my comment section is gonna be burning right now. But this is insane, folks.
Am liebsten würde
I
ich
would
jetzt
really like to say mass all to you right now.
noch zu dir sagen.
16 euro, 1600 euros.
Spinner! The more you earn, the more you pay. A professional footballer recently received a €25,000 fine for insulting a pensioner in a car park.
What?
Germans are extremely obedient when it comes to pedestrian crossings, and no wonder. Walking across the street when the light is red could land you an on-the-spot fine of €5 to €10. New drivers can even have their probation period extended by 2 years
Wow.
for walking over on red. You know, sometimes I think Rachel's a bit boring.
Boom. There we go. Fine. Fine. You insulted her. You told her that she's boring. Right? Am I right? It's an insult right there. Does that insult count?
It'd be great to be called something cool like Princess Asparagus. Hold it right there. In Germany, you can only change your name if you have a really, really good reason for it. Like no one can pronounce it, or it causes you psychological distress. When getting married, only one partner can take a double-barreled surname. And when naming your children, there are various legal precedents too. Like, well, the name must be easily recognizable as a first name. So that's why there's not very many baby Mullers or Schneiders running around here. No names that will be harmful to the child in any way. Fair enough. Up until 2008, the name also had to make it clear whether the child was male or female, but that's not the case anymore. Let me hear you say 21st century, but titles like Lord or Princess are still out. Oh, man!
There's a lot of rules in that country, man. A lot of rules. A lot of rules, man. Wow. I don't know what to say. It's just, I guess in a weird way, this is my opinion. I think in some countries, they need some rules. I do agree with that. Some of these simple rules, they might sound kind of insane, right? But it does create a precedent for creating an organized society. You see what I'm saying? So I do understand.
Step away from the
Step away from the sponge.
sponge.
What? I'm not even allowed to wash my own car in front of my own home?
No, but with good reason.
The water containing dirt, grease, and cleaning chemicals can make its way into the groundwater and eventually into rivers and lakes. Save yourself a possible fine of thousands of euros.
I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know how some Americans they can do it. That's kind of strange, man. As an American, don't you like your car, or unless you like this kind of a society, I guess you'd be fine with it. But not even clean your car, man. Because, well, you can clean your car, but you cannot use chemicals outside because then it will go to the water. Which in a weird way makes sense, but man,
And head to a professional car wash. They'll have to comply with strict
I guess so. I guess so.
rules when disposing of the water. So what do you reckon? Have the Germans gone too far, or do you love a good ban? Comment below. See you next time. And remember, immer sauber bleiben.
She's very good. I like her. She's very good. She does a very good job. Let me see what people say about this. The moment I felt the most German in my entire life was when I waited for my light to turn green and a pedestrian crossing in the middle of the night with no car inside. Wow. Mimicking uninformed people is forbidden in Germany too. This is why she wears a U.S. American police hat. Oh, okay. In German, we call it Ich muss morgen euch arbeiten. 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 Yeah, arbeiten. Auch arbeiten. Crazy how much I learned from these videos as a German. Interesting. Really? Really? Huh. Actually, on Sundays, it's not about not dancing on hammering. It is about the noise you make. You can dance as much as you want, as long as your neighbors aren't disturbed. Good luck with that. But it's not illegal to break out of prison as long as you don't break the other laws. But then they catch you again, you go back to prison, right? How serious you handle the quasi-Sunday law is most of the time depending on how you and your neighbors get along. Europe. Hey, remember the time where everyone went lunatic on I couldn't stop dancing? Germany, yes, ban public dancing. The no noise rule on Sunday is a very simple to circumvent. Just invite your neighbors to the party. Yeah. An important German law that most countries don't have is unter Unterlassenen Hilf Hilfeleistung, or duty or to rescue. If you see someone in trouble who needs help, you must, by law, try to help them. Example, you see an accident on the roadside where someone is injured, you must stop, call an ambulance, and apply first aid till help arrives. Just driving by is in office. Oh my god. Oh my god. Really? That's crazy. In Spain, if you see an accident, you have to call to the emergency number or police to let them know. Unless you could get injured or infected by getting involved, you have to call an ambulance at least. I think this is at least the case of all Europe. This should be the case in the United States as well, but it's not. And some Americans will argue vehemently that it will be unfair and unconstitutional to try and mandate this. Yeah, of course, man. If someone have an accident, I'm gonna try my best. But man, stopping because then I might get fined. That's crazy, man. I'm not. I'm. Hmm. Watch cars crash videos on YouTube, and you will see multiple examples where American will watch a terrible traffic collision occur, while their dash cam record it, and then just steer around the wreck. Yeah. Yeah. Also, some people do fake stuff like that in the United States so they can rob you. Some will park their car in a way that it looks like it's crashed and lay on the ground to make it look like they're injured. If you go out to help them, a group of people will come out and rob you. That is very common. That is, I'm sorry, folks, that thing is very common. And I have a couple of friends. I used to drive in an area in Puerto Rico called Consumo, going from the town Las Marias to San Germán. Uh, they call it Las Vegas, right? Consumo Las Vegas. And there was no lights during the night. And sometimes people would have their car just parking horizontally. And if you stop, you're getting robbed. So I understand some Americans where they're coming from. It's not a cultural thing. And Germany is a cultural thing, so it makes sense, right? As a person from South Asia, I'm sorry, I found these laws extremely ridiculous in the beginning, but honestly, won't dare to break them. God bless Deutschland. Yeah, that's a good point too. Like some folks need to understand that that's part of their culture. It is what it is. That's really true about the insults. A friend of mine had a rather aggressive elderly neighbor who lived below him. My buddy was only allowed to move around the apartment as quietly as possible, or he would receive a hail of complaints. One day his parents were visiting, and the neighbor rang the doorbell and complained about noise, yelled abusive words, and made insulting gestures. His father filed a complaint. There were enough witnesses, and the neighbor ended up in court. As it turned out later, not the first time he had to pay $900. Since then, the neighbors never jail again against him. Hey, I guess those type of law do works for as mass souls. Mass souls. They might work mass souls. As a German, I feel like I live in the only country where traffic light means anything. No, I mean you have a good point. I mean you have a good point. It's just, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. People should not be just crossing the red light. I do agree with that. Seem a bit strange until you learn that in South Dakota, USA, it is illegal to fall asleep in a cheese factory, in a fake cheese factory. Huh? Okay. I don't know about that. I once had my old German roommate who I was visiting notice that I had to wash my rented Golf GTI Turbo at his house while he was working. He let me have a piece of my mind when I told him that I washed it at his house. I asked him where did he go to clean his car, and he told me a car wash nearby. I went there, and after paying the price, which I thought was too much, I felt their government had overstepped their authority and told him so. Then I went to the Trine River, which the water was brown when I lived there in the 70s with my buddy. I was amazing at how clean the water was, and I told him how wrong I was about washing one's car at their home. You know what? I agree with that. If there's some consequences, natural consequences of washing cars because, you know, things need to be clean. Hey, I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea. Most of these laws are actually quite useful, even if they sound petty. Anyone who has tried called the police in the UK complaining about noise has been told you will have to contact the council. Oh, you know what? That's the same as the United States, so don't worry about it, man. Hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would like to hear you guys' opinion. Some of these laws. I mean, as an American, it's a little bit foreign, but I understand in some of these situations why, right? Why these laws make sense in those regions. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would like to hear you guys' opinion. I will see you in the next one.